Has everybody joined our Zoom meeting? Okay, it seems that everyone has already joined. So let's start our day with a prayer. So who is the prayer leader? Okay, you may now lead the prayer. Amen. Good morning, class. It's also nice to see you this morning. So before we start our class, may I ask that you may fix everything around you so that we can focus on our lesson today. Okay. So at this point, I'll be checking your attendance. Kindly on all your cameras so that I can easily recognize you. Okay, everybody's present. So in this class, I have set some rules for you to follow. First is that if you want to answer, just press the raise your hand button in the Zoom. And please refrain yourselves from answering in chorus. Next is that I want you to listen carefully during my class. And last, if you want to go to the lavatory or if you want to pee or poop, just please chat your concerns in the chat room. But I'd suggest that you do that before or after our class. Understood? Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen and we will start our class with an Energizer. I'll be playing a video and what you will do is that you will just follow the steps. Okay? So I bet you are already energized. So let's start with our drill. So again, I'll be sharing my screen and I'll be flashing sentences on the screen. And I want you to identify if the verb in each sentence is in past continuous, present, or future continuous tense. So is the instruction clear? Okay, good. So here is the activity or the drill. So number 1, they have been swimming for a day. So the underlined word is have been swimming. So is it in present, past, or future? It's correct. It's in present continuous tense. Next, she will be traveling by the time you arrive home. The underlined word is will be traveling. What tense it is? Are you sure it is in the present tense? No, it is in the future continuous tense. Third, she has been crying for a week. The underlined word is has been crying for a week. Has been crying. So just chat your answers in the chat room. Let me see. Okay, you got the correct answer. It's in present continuous tense. And last, they were fishing by the river when the landslide occurred. What's the answer? Yes, correct. It's in past continuous tense. So, very good class. You've really learned from our past discussion. So for now, we will have a review of our past lesson, which is about present continuous tense of verb through an oral recitation. You may volunteer in answering. So, okay class, do you still remember our past lesson? It's good to hear. Well, when can you tell that a verb is in the present continuous tense? Anyone? Yes, you may answer. Very good. So for our last discussion for today, and for me to really assess if you really have learned from our lesson, I have prepared an activity for you. So again, I'll be flashing it on the screen. So this is the activity. Let me read to you the directions. Complete the sentences below. Use the present continuous form of the verb in the brackets. Use contractions when possible. Is the instruction clear? Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes for you to answer this activity. Okay, class, 5 minutes is up. Let's now have our checking. So for number 1, you blank use my mobile phone. The choices are A is using, B are using, C would use. So class, what is the correct answer? Anyone? Okay, it's letter B, are using. Are we good? Kindly click the thumbs up button if you want me to continue. Okay, I can see that you've already put your thumbs up. So next, my dad blank wash his car. Letter A is washing. Letter B are washing. Letter C would wash. So what is the answer? Correct. It's letter A is washing. Third, it blank not rain today. What is the answer? Correct. Letter A, it isn't raining. So second to the last. So the students blank have lunch in the canteen. Letter A, has. Letter B, is having. Letter C, are having. Anyone who wants to answer? Yes? Okay. It's letter C, are having. Last, we blank sit on the train. Letter A, sits. Letter B, is sitting. Letter C, are sitting. Anyone who would like to answer? This is the last question. Okay, you are correct. It's letter C, are sitting. So class, do you have any questions or any violent reactions regarding our lesson for today? If none, just kindly click your thumbs up on the Zoom.
Okay, class, before we jump into our lesson proper, let's have first a pre-assessment, okay? So let me read for you the directions. Okay. Read the sentences below and determine if the sentences are in the present perfect tense. Put the checks in the column provided if the verb in the sentence is in the present perfect tense, and an X if it is not. Okay, you can write your answer under column 1. Okay. I want you to check your answers once in a while as we go along with our discussion. And I also want you to listen attentively so that you can determine if your answers are correct or wrong. Okay? Okay. If you want to answer, you can turn on your microphone so that I can hear you. Okay? Okay. All people have goals in life. Do you agree with that, class? Okay, thank you. Okay. The drunkard owns a goal. 2. Have another bottle of wine. A man who lost a fortune has a goal. 2. Have another fortune. A beggar on the street has a goal. 2. Have a coin in his can. We all have goals in life, and we slowly make them come to a reality every day. Do you believe in that, class? Okay. Very good. So, what are your goals in life? Okay, may I ask Miss T to answer? What are your goals in life? So you can turn on your microphone so that I can hear you. Okay, thank you, Miss T. Good to know that you have wonderful plans for your future. And to step closer to our big plans, we have to fulfill our everyday goals first, okay? And that includes our goals for today. I would like to invite you to journey with me in accomplishing the learning outcomes for today. Okay, may I present to you our objectives? Okay, so these are our objectives. Games spice up boring discussions. So, to spice up this morning's lessons, we're going to have a game entitled My Hobby. Okay, please turn on your camera and turn off your microphone so that you can hear the instruction I will be giving. Okay, I have prepared cut papers with your names. I will roll and shuffle these papers and pick one. So the one I'll pick will be the one who will share an activity to the class which he or she is doing up to the present. Okay, are the instructions clear? Okay. To answer, just turn on your microphone. Okay? Okay. So I will now shuffle these papers and picked one. Okay. Okay, it's Miss C. Okay. Miss C, are you ready to share? Okay. Go ahead. Okay, thank you, Miss C, for sharing. Okay, let's shuffle it again and pick one. Okay, it's Mr. R. Okay, Mr. R, please turn on your microphone. Are you ready to share? Okay, thank you, Mr. R. Another, last one. Okay, it's Miss P. Okay, Miss P, please turn on your microphone. Thank you, Miss P. Very good, class. So you may now turn off your camera and microphone. So I'm so happy that all of you are very active and participative. Okay, you all deserve a thumbs up. Okay, I want everyone to listen to me attentively. All eyes should be looking at me. Okay, everyone, please turn on your camera. Use the raised hand button to answer. If you will be asked about the things that you have been doing for a long time already, what will you say? Okay, yes, Miss B, you are raising your hand. Please turn on your microphone. Okay, thank you, Miss B, for sharing. Okay. There are always two sides of a coin. If you won't be here today, you'll be somewhere other than here. If you aren't here attending our class today, where do you think you will be? Yes, Mr. D? Please turn on your microphone. A very honest answer from Mr. D. Okay, thank you, Mr. D. Okay. Do you have bad habits in the past? What are they? Okay, let me call on Mr. U. Okay, Mr. U, please turn on your microphone. An unhealthy habit. Okay. Do you think that kind of consistency is good? But do you think consistency is important as a whole? Why? Very good. So what do you think are the things that we should be consistent of? Okay, very good, class. Okay, I want everyone to listen to me. The questions that I gave you had something to do with our story for today. Our story for today is entitled Present Perfect Story 3 by Really Learned English. Okay? I want all of you to properly observe the words of the story. Okay?
I want everyone to listen to me attentively. The questions that were given to you had something to do with our story for today. Our story for today is entitled Present Perfect Story 3 by Really Learn English. I want all of you to observe the words as I read the story for you. I will now be flashing the story on screen. Click the thumbs up button in the Participants tab if you hear the instructions clear, and click any reactions that will still be found in the Participants tab if you have seen my screen. Okay, I think majority of you already responded. Now, I'm going to read the story for you. Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years. During that time, they have sailed together many times. They have sailed to lots of places. They have sailed on the Pacific Ocean. They have also sailed on the Atlantic Ocean. They have even sailed around the Gulf of Mexico twice. However, they have never sailed on the Arctic Ocean or Indian Ocean. In the last year, Roger and Melinda have sailed around the Hawaiian Islands and across the Hudson Bay. Roger and Melinda love to travel in their sailboat. I have here questions to check if you really understood the story. Click the raise hand button that will still be found in the Participants tab if you want to volunteer to answer. But if no one raises hand, I will call somebody or anybody from the group to answer my questions. Is that clear? Okay. First question. For how many years have Roger and Melinda owned their sailboat? Very good. Many of you raised their hands. Very good. Yes, Miss A? Very good. 10 years. Second question. On which oceans have Roger and Melinda sailed? Yes, Mr. B. There are five. Very good. What are these oceans? Mm-hmm. Very good. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, Hawaiian Islands, and Hudson Bay. Very good, Mr. B. Third question. On which oceans have they not sailed? Yes, Miss C. Good. Fourth question. Where have Roger and Melinda sailed in the last year? Yes, Mr. D. Good. Hawaiian Islands and Hudson Bay. Next question. How many times did they sail at the Gulf of Mexico? Yes, Miss E. Very good, twice. So what have you observed in some words in the story? Yes, Miss F. Mm-hmm. Very good, there are bolded words. Can you please enumerate the bold words, Miss F? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss F. Very good. So what do you call the words has, have, and had? Mr. G. Mm-hmm. Very good. They are auxiliary verbs. So which is the main verb in the bold words? Yes, Miss I. Yes, very good. Owned and sailed. So what do you call when the auxiliary verb is used together with the past participle of the verb? They are called what? Miss M. Very good. They are called verb phrases. You're also brilliant students. So now, what do you call the verbs that are paired with auxiliary verbs? Yes, Miss T. Mm-hmm. Good. They are called perfect verbs. You can also observe that the auxiliary verbs used in the story are has and have, which are in the present tense. So what do you think is our topic for today? Yes, Miss J. Very good. Our topic for today is all about the present perfect tense. So I have here a set of examples that I want you to observe carefully. John has taken Sarah's advice. They have fixed the fence. So what have you observed with the two sentences? Very good. Who was that? Ah, yeah. Thank you, Miss K. So, what is the tense of the verb? Yes, Miss L. Very good observation. You're such a brilliant student. Thank you for that answer. So what do you think does that say about present perfect tense? Yes, Mr. L. Very good. The action already started. We use the present perfect tense to describe an action that began in the past despite it being a present tense. For example, can you please read the examples, Miss N? Thank you for that. So I have here sentences, two sentences. I have been a teacher for more than 10 years. We haven't seen Janice since Friday. So what have you observed? Yes, very good. Who was that who chatted in the chat box? Your answer is correct. There is a time expression. So what do you think does this mean? Very good. The action already started. Nice. So that is the second use of present perfect tense. To talk about an action which started in the past and continues up to now. For example, please kindly read the examples. Miss X. Mm-hmm. And the other one? Thank you. Thank you for that. Next is the third property of the present perfect tense. So I'm going to read sentences again. I mean one. There is only one sentence is provided. So the board has not decided to uphold the appeal. So what have you observed? Yeah, there is a bolded word, or there are bolded words. So what have or aside from the highlighted word, what have you observed? Yes, Miss Y. Very good. There is the word not. So has the board decided to uphold the appeal? Yes or no? Good. No. So what does the word no usually mean? Miss Z? Very good. It denotes negative meaning. So, present perfect tense also have a negative version. It makes use of the subject plus has not or have not plus the past participle of the verb. For example, I have not taken the wrong path. Here's another version of the present perfect tense. Why has the board decided to uphold the appeal? So what happened to the sentence? Very good. The sentence is in the interrogative form. It is used as question or as a question. So these are sentences with verbs in present perfect tense that are in interrogative form. For example, Miss T, kindly read the examples. The example sentence. Very good. So far, do you have any questions or clarifications about the uses of present perfect tense and its forms? Are you sure? Okay, good. We are done discussing the present perfect tense. Now, let's have a recap on when to use present perfect tense. I want Mr. V to answer my question. To do a recap, rather. Yes? Turn on your microphone, mister. Yeah, we can hear your audio loud and clear. Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you for that, mister. So we're done for our discussion for today. Let's give ourselves 5 claps. Now, I have here sentences containing the correct present perfect tense of the verb. I want you to read the sentences properly because after reading the sentences, you will make your own sentences.
So now we have an interesting and excitement activity. These are the choral repetition, the individual repetition, and the cue response drill. So please listen attentively because I will read the direction only once. So now, I will project some sentences and I want you to repeat after me. Okay? Good. So these are the sentences. I have lost my purse. We have seen this movie already. He has broken his leg. Good. There has been an accident. We haven't seen her today. They have been to the mall twice this month. She has watched the show 3 times this week. Good. The children have made a mess in the kitchen. He has started a new job. She has finished her chores. So now let's go into the individual repetition. Now I will call 5 of your classmates to read the sentence. So let's do it. Alisuso, please read number 1 and 2. Very good. What about Natad? Please read number 3 and 4. Okay. Nacion, please read number 5 and 6. Good. Alferez, please read number 7 and 8. Excellent, very good. And lastly, Nilmida, please read number 9 and 10. Okay, so now let's go to cue response drill. And now, okay class, I want you to turn on your camera and choose a partner and formulate a question in perfect tense, and your partner will answer using present perfect tense. For example, have you watched the movie Harry Potter? Tamarra, please answer that in the present perfect tense. Okay. Good. So now, I will only give you 1 minute to think and I will call a pair to give their answer.
Good day, students. So before I start the session, I want you to listen, be attentive, and be productive. So now I prepared 4 outputs here, so I will give extra points to those who will participate. So let's move on. In this area, I will be able to see how creative you are in constructing ideas. So, okay. I want you to read and recognize the verbs in the present perfect tense in the story. Is that understood? Okay. Read first the direction. Everyone? Good. So here's the story. I want you to listen carefully. So Linda has just walked outside with grandmother. She wears an apron. So far, she has finished cleaning and washing. She has also gathered seeds and crumbs. Now Linda and grandmother are outside. Linda has just dropped some seeds in the ground to feed the birds. The birds have not come yet. Recently, grandmother has moved in with Linda's family. She now enjoys living with them. Grandmother has already sat down on the bench. She also wears an apron. She has just finished cooking. So now, who can identify, who can give me or who can identify the present perfect tense in this story? Yes, Arrah, you raise your hand. Okay, go. Alright, that's it. For our first output, I will read the directions. Fill in the blanks with the right form of the verbs in brackets to complete the following sentences in present perfect tense. Okay, number 1. They blank London this month. Leave. Leave. Okay, Jed? Checked. Number 2. He blank a lot of English papers. Bring. Bring. Yes, Alois? Right. Number 3. She blank me about it. Tell. Tell. Okay, Bon? Okay. Number 4. I blank a long letter from father this week. Get. Get. Okay, Richelle? Thank you. Number 5. She blank. She will speak to you in a minute. Come. Come. Yes, Lloyd? Good. Number 6. I blank to Radio City. B. B. I want to hear April. Open your mic. Okay. Number 7. I think the director blank the town. Leave. Leave. Yes, Jada? Good. Number 8. I blanked my office. Paint. Paint. Gretel? Good. Number 9. We blank her since she arrived to our city. No. No. Yes, Angel? Good. For the last number, I blank your name. Forget. Forget. Yes, Juki? Good. Let's proceed to output number 2. So you have already learned about the present progressive form of the verb. Below is a list of verbs in the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. Complete the table by transforming present perfect to present progressive tense. So we have here a list of 5 perfect, present perfect, and you'll give me the present progressive. Like for example, number 1, the present perfect here is has left. So the present progressive is leaving. So who can answer number 2? The present perfect here is have fallen. Alni? Okay, good. Number 3, has drum. I want to hear April. Okay. Number 4, have forgotten. Mary Luz? Right. And the last number 5, has drank. Has drank. Oh, Maria. Very good. Moving on to our third output. This activity will allow the students to explain the rules clearly on when to use verbs in present perfect tense in constructing sentences. So I will divide the class into 2, and each group should construct 5 sentences. You will choose your representative to explain or discuss the rules on when to use the verbs in present perfect tense. I will give you 5 minutes to finish the test. So the group who can correctly discuss the rules and commits no error in constructing their sentences will be declared the winner. So I want their names from A to K to be the group 1 and L to Z to be the group 2. So your time starts now. Time's up. So I want group 1 to discuss their answer first, followed by group 2. Alright, give group 1 5 claps. So group 2. Okay. Give group 2 5 claps. So now, the group who discussed and explained it well is group 2. Congratulations, group 2. Now, for the last and final output, so this is very interesting. The communication output. So we'll read the direction. Write a short story about your journey in life with the use of verbs in present perfect tense. Write it on a short bond paper. Okay? Good.
Good day, students. What we're going to do today is to test if you really understood the lessons that we tackled previously. So before we start, let me remind everyone to please turn off your microphones because you're only allowed to turn them on by the time that you're going to answer. Am I clear? Okay, great. So I'm going to read to you the directions and you have to listen carefully so that you will not be misled. Okay, let's start. So you have to complete the sentence with an appropriate verb in the present perfect tense. Again, complete the sentence with an appropriate verb in the present perfect tense. So basically, you're going to complete the sentence with an appropriate verb in the present perfect tense. So we'll start with number 1. Jack blank the country since 2001. Again, Jack blank the country since 2001. Number 2. He blank a doctor for 8 years. Again, he blank a doctor for 8 years. Number 3. They blank the ball. Again, they blank the ball. Number 4. Paul blank his wife. Again, Paul blank his wife. And the last item is I blank Mount Himalayas. Again, I blank Mount Himalayas. So I will give you 1 minute to answer all the questions. Okay, so let's proceed to the second part of the evaluation. Again, I'm going to read to you the directions, so you have to listen carefully because I will be calling names after to answer the questions. Directions. Read the sentences below and determine if the sentences are in the present perfect tense. Put a check in the column provided if the verb in the sentence is in the present perfect tense and X if it is not. Again, read the sentences below and determine if the sentences are in the present perfect tense. Put a check in the column provided if the sentences are in the present perfect tense and X if it is not. So let's start with the first question. They have traveled to France. Again, they have traveled to France. May I ask Kyle to answer the question? Very good, Kyle. You are right. Let's proceed to the second question. She has left her children. Again, she has left her children. Who wants to answer second question? Okay, go, proceed. Yes, you are correct. So let's proceed to the third question. Maria has been living alone since her husband died. Again, Maria has been living alone since her husband died. May I ask Gwendol to answer the question? Good job, Gwendol, you got it. Next, it has brought good luck to us. Again, it has brought good luck to us. Wants to volunteer? Okay, go. Yes, you're correct. So let's proceed to the last question. She had bought goodies for the cats. Again, she had bought goodies for the cats. JM, please answer the last question. Okay, thank you so much, JM. Let's give 5 claps to all the students who answered. So before we're going to end, I would like to know if you learned something from the discussion. So class, have you learned something from the discussion? What are the things that you have learned from the discussion? Who wants to answer? Okay, let's have Gwendol. Very good, Gwendol. Can someone share his or her lessons about the discussion? Yes, JM. Very good. And for the last question, let's have Miguel. Miguel, can you state the importance of having consistency? Yes. Very good. So let's give 5 claps to the students who answered. Very good. I really see and I have witnessed that you really understood a lot of things during our discussion. Good job, guys. So this time, let's try to check if you have achieved our goals and objectives of the day. You have to say, I can, if you can already do the goals for today. So first, identify the verbs in the present perfect tense form. Second, complete sentences using present continuous and present perfect form of the verb. Third, determine if the sentence is in the present perfect tense. Next, use the present perfect tense in written and spoken language. Next, recognize the present perfect tense in the story. And the sixth one, transform present perfect tense to present progressive tense. Seventh, explain the rules clearly and when to use verbs in present perfect tense in constructing sentences. Next, enumerate several situations in which present perfect tense is necessary to use. And create sentences relevant to their own lives which put present perfect tense to use. And lastly, state the importance of having consistency. So before we are going to finally end this discussion, I'm going to leave you first an assignment. So you have to take note of this. With the use of the verbs in the present perfect tense, list down all the little plans and goals you accomplished in life and write them on a clean sheet of paper. Again, this is for your assignment. With the use of the verbs in the present perfect tense, list down all the little plans and goals you accomplished in life and write them on a clean sheet of paper. So that ends our discussion. Thank you so much for your time.